Lions TV. This is the Den Daily, bringing you all the latest gossip, views and transfer news from in and around the Den. The third summer signing is through the door after a long wait, and I'm not sure for which reason Zak Sturge becomes Alex Neil's third signing in SE16 over the summer, and it's a really good signing as far as I'm concerned. It almost doesn't feel like a new signing because we've waited so long, and we got told for a couple of weeks ago, I think now, it's nearly done, Zak Sturge. It wasn't. I'm not sure the reasons behind that, but it has been done. And today the club confirmed that Zak Sturge has signed for an undisclosed fee on a long-term deal from Chelsea. Yeah, look, really good news. Last season, of course, Nino Alamalaki was released at the end of that, and an injury to him, I think, put paid to his progression at the club. Murray Wallace was a veteran, wasn't getting in any way, but he was there for backup at left back / centre back. But it's left backs we're talking about. So they both went out the door, which put us down to just one left back, Joe Bryan, first choice. Bryan started very strong last season, then tailed off quite badly, scored a few own goals along the way. I wanted him out of the team, a lot of other people did, and then he came good again. And I thought we finished the season under Alex Neil very strong once again. However, as we know with Bryan, he can't always play 2 games a week, and you'll see him in a squad on a Saturday and then completely missing from the squad for a midweek game, or vice versa. Then he'll be back in. It's understandable with the age he's out. Of course, we've got Danny McNamara that can play left back as well as right back. However, of course, he isn't left footed and currently a long-term injury. So it's definitely a position that we needed filling, and we have done that with Zak Sturge. Sturge turned 21 last month, and he started his career at Brighton in the youth academy before moving on to Chelsea. He never played for the first team. However, he did spend time out on loan, just 5 games, before landing in SE16 in the last transfer window on that crazy day when we just had signing after sign. I think he joined the same day as Kamil Nežley and potentially Benicio Baker, or was it maybe Zach Lovelace? I'm not sure. That day is still a blur, but I can tell you that Zak Sturge is now a permanent Millwall player for an undisclosed fee. That surprised me. I thought that he was out of contract at Chelsea, but obviously not. We've had to pay something for him. I would say somewhere in the region of, I don't know, £500,000. That's an absolute guess. Let me know if you think I'm miles off in the comments. I'm sure that you will do so. But we need competition and we need backup for Joe Bryan. And I think you'll see Sturge learn a lot off Bryan. I think this will be Bryan's last year at the club. And those games where he doesn't play, I think you'll see Sturge come in as a perfect like-for-like replacement. However, on the weekend, not loads of positives. Well, there was positives to come out of the Crystal Palace game. Performance doesn't really matter, although the second half was beyond bad and nothing to talk about at all. But the first half, I've said it during the live stream, and a lot of you have agreed online when I've looked after the game, that Ben Drake really shined at left back. So is this now going to hamper his progression into the first team? We paid money for Drake, but I don't think it was a lot. Took him from Sheffield United Academy a season or 2 ago, and he's really good when I've seen him in the 21s. But now, after looking so strong, we want to get him in and around it, because we don't want him to become another one of these players that ends up in the National League in 3 years because he was never given an opportunity. So maybe Joe Bryan's going to be first choice with Zak Sturge competing with him, and then Ben Drake in and around those two, training hard. And maybe next year's Sturge can go in as first choice permanently every match, and Drake can be sort of his backup with a view to getting him on the pitch. That would be the ideal scenario for me. Of course, the players went to Spain yesterday, and they will be playing tomorrow morning against Northampton. I'm going to stream that. I'm not going to Spain. The O'Maras are away on a stag do. Kenny's in America, and I've just been on holiday myself. Plus, I've renovated this place, so I'm down to the bare bones at the minute, and I could do without another trip away. But talking about it, they've gone to Spain, and I was expecting them to announce Sturge before that. They've now announced it. I'm expecting more to follow. A lot of people having a panic. I'm just going to brush on this and then go back to the point. Oh, Charlton have signed 6 players, Charlton this, Charlton that. Charlton are miles off our level, and they're miles off Championship level with the team they brought up. They were horrendous in the playoffs, and even if they was great, they still probably wouldn't be at Championship level. So they need to sign a lot of players. We do need players. We need bodies through the door, especially with our ever-growing injury list, which seems to be reoccurring. However, what I do like about Alex Neil is, look at when he was in charge last season, especially the tail end of it. We look very strong. And what he's done is he's brought back Coburn and he's brought back Sturge. So he's brought those boys back into a winning formula, something he knows that works, 2 players that he knows will work at the club, and he obviously likes himself as a manager. These players haven't been they may have previously been scouted, but this time around, Alex Neil seen them, yeah, like them, bring them back in. So we're in a place now where we do need to add numbers, but I think our starting 11's pretty much sorted. Potentially, other than the goalkeeper, of course, with Jensen still out, I think we might get someone in on loan until he's fit. But I like what we're doing. We're not going mad this time round. And that could yet happen, but we wait and see. As I'm filming this, it hasn't. But I like the fact that he liked Coburn, he liked Sturge, and he's brought him back into the group. They're already integrated. They already know what the club's all about. So as far as I'm concerned, it's nothing but good news. Sturge signed on a long-term deal as well. Like I said, 21 last month. He could well go on to progress and become even better and go back to where he came from. But if that did happen, it was to happen. We signed him and we pinned him down to a long-term contract, which is really, really good. Hopefully more coming on, other players coming in. And I'm speaking to Alex Neil later today as well. Live from Spain. He's live from Spain. I'm not. I'm in Lions TV Towers, obviously. But similar to what I did with Jake Cooper, I'm interviewing Alex Neil later on today after training. And I look forward to putting that one out on the channel. By the way, I keep forgetting to say we passed 25,000 subscribers. So our new target is there, 50,000 subscribers. It took me 9 years to get to 25. So another 9, I'll be 54 by the time we get to 50. So try and help me along with that. It doesn't cost you anything. Was, and always will be free to subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.